RV here in Frederick, Colorado. Today I'm really excited to bring you a really special unit. The reason I say special is because not only is this a 3-horse bumper pull, it's a 2021 3-horse bumper pull that is available, and it's also used. So you guys are getting a really nice 2021 used trailer. It's in great condition, but you're also getting it for that used price, which I think is really awesome. Up here at the front, it's kind of your standard Cimarron stuff you're gonna see. We do have this Bulldog manual jack. This can be upgraded to an electric hydraulic jack in our shop if that's something you guys wanted to do. And then again, we do have your 2 5/16 ball, your safety chains, and your breakaway brakes. This is pretty standard stuff from what you're gonna see if you order a trailer from Cimarron, or if you just come show up at our lot and buy one. This is pretty much what you're gonna see for the front end of these bumper pull trailers. We go ahead and Cimarron diamond plates the front end of these. We do that kind of, it's about a foot and a half up. We do that because wherever you're gonna kick rocks, mud, anything that's gonna dent or ding up this trailer, it's gonna hit this tread bright and not this polished aluminum or your painted sheets. That way this tread bright, it's gonna look dinged, but your overall quality of the trailer, it's gonna still look new, it's still gonna look fresh. Your rocks aren't gonna dent and ding up your sheeted aluminum, so it's gonna keep this trailer looking really, really nice for you guys for a long time down the road. Coming down your tail side of this trailer, your tack side of this trailer, you'll notice we do have this extra big door on this trailer with your swing outs. On this door, you do have your 4-tier swing out blanket bar. The reason I like it is because a lot of times while you're traveling, if you have a stationary blanket bar that doesn't pivot or doesn't hit on a wall, a lot of times you're gonna hit bumps if you're driving in Colorado, especially if you go down I-70, you're definitely gonna hit some. By letting this swing over and push against the door, you'll have your blankets on there. They're real easy to slide in and off. You're gonna be saddling right here. But then by pushing them over to the door, you're gonna be holding your blankets tight against that door, and it's gonna keep them from moving and falling off while you're traveling. Next to that, we do have your 3-tier swing out saddle rack. The reason I like Cimarron saddle racks so much is because these are movable. You can move any of these 3 to whichever position you want, higher or lower. You can take some out if you're only taking 2 saddles, or you can add more if you want 4 or 5 in a trailer like this. But for the same reason I like that pivots over the wall and holds the blankets over there, they kind of redesigned their saddle racks a few years ago, or I guess it's been more than a few years now. But they are fully carpeted, but they also have this big, thick rubber stopper on there. So what that does is that grabs that tree of your saddle a lot more effectively than a lot of trailers I've seen. So while you're traveling stuff, again, hitting bumps and stuff like that, this is gonna hold your saddles on there a lot better than a typical saddle rack or most saddle racks that I've seen, which is really important. You don't wanna get somewhere and have a saddle that fell and you got a fender stuck up or something like that when you get where you're going. This just helps keep your saddles in a lot better shape. And again, it is on a gas piston, so you kind of start pushing it and it'll pull itself in. Same thing, when you start pulling it out, it's gonna kind of pull itself out. And again, it's super handy to be able to have your horse tied right here where I'm standing and be able to reach there, grab your blankets, grab your saddles, grab all your brushes and sprays off this brush box on the door, and be able to saddle really quickly and really effectively. Below this, again, here's that brush box I just mentioned. It is drained in the bottom of that brush box, so if you do get a night where maybe you get a bottle that freezes and cracks and is leaking everywhere, it is drained in the bottom of this, and it's kind of compartmented into 3 different compartments. So if you do get a bottle that cracks kind of in one of these, it's going to drain in that compartment and maybe not transfer over to your brushes and get your brushes all nasty with show scene, fly spray, whatever it may be. That way your stuff's kind of separated and just kind of keeps it a little more clean for you guys if you do end up having an accident and having a little mess. Inside this tack room, we do have your spare tire over there. It is going to be a matching tire and a matching wheel to all the wheels and tires on this trailer. That way if you do get a blowout, get a flat or something like that, you're traveling still matching, still keeping your trailer looking just as good. Next to that tire, that is the breakaway system for the brakes up front. It's pretty much what that is. It's a battery and a control box. But if your trailer ever comes unhooked, it pulls your little breakaway cable up there, and that's the battery that activates your breakaway brakes on this trailer. Up top, there is a clothes rod. Again, I think it's super handy, especially in a bumper pull like this, to be able to have a place to hang clothes, hang slickers, coats, stuff like that, because you never know while you're traveling what you're gonna get into, and that just kind of gives you the options to use that extra space up there and keep some clothes up and out of the way. Up here, it's a little bit different than what you normally used to seeing on these Cimarron bumper pulls, because above those bridle hooks, we do have a plexiglass tray. I'm gonna show you guys the tail side of this trailer here in a minute. It's kind of cool setup. It's drops on the heads, plexi stock sides on the hip. So what that is, that's a plexi tray. that if in the summer you want to run this trailer with no plexiglass in and get a little more airflow for your horses, you have a place to actually put that plexiglass, and you're not just storing it in your barn where it can get broke and nasty, and you're not just throwing it in the front of the trailer where it's going to get stepped on and again broke or something like that. So it's a nice spot to keep that plexiglass out and out of the way. Below that, we do have all your bridle hooks. Again, it is carpeted behind those bridle hooks. What that does, it just keeps those conchos on the bridles or whatever you have hanging there from, again, scratching up that paint, scratching up that aluminum, keeping this trailer looking really nice. Again, this is the used trailer, so as we walk around it, I just want you guys to keep in mind that for a used trailer, this trailer is holding up really well, and that's kind of the whole benefit of buying a Cimarron. You're buying a top-of-the-line trailer that's going to hold up for you guys while you're traveling down the road. In the corner over here, we do have your 25-gallon water tank with stand. Again, it's super important to be able to haul water for your horses. You're not always going to have that place to stop for water or a place that's going to let you get water. And on top of that, sometimes you get a picky horse that likes to drink their home water. They get to where they're going, it takes them a couple days to adjust. So it's always a benefit to you, your horses, maybe some dogs you're traveling with, to always have that backup water supply with you guys. It does come with the hose and a compartment down here. So again, if you are tied out over here saddling and you need to water a horse, you can always hang a bucket and run the hose right to the bucket. Really, really easy. Coming down the tail side, like I talked earlier, it is a stock side trailer, which is super cool. You don't see it a lot on a bumper pull. These plexis, they're pretty easy to take in and out. You'll have two gaps right here. So what you do is you kind of take one of those gaps are, you'll pry one ledge out, slide one piece out, and then it makes it super easy to get the other piece out as well. And it's gonna be set up like that on your tops and bottoms. And then again, you'll just put them in there in that tray and they're out of the way, out of sight, out of mind, and you're not gonna worry about them breaking, getting scratched, or getting all dusty and nasty in the off season or something like that. Below that, we do have your 3 tie rings. Again, 3-horse trailer. Cimarron's gonna throw 3 tie rings on each side for you guys. This is a 6'10" wide trailer, which means you get these big fenders, extrusions sticking out. I like them, especially in a non-living quarters trailer. I think it's really handy to keep them about 6'10" or at least 7.5 to give you guys some standing room that if you need to check on horses from the tail side, check on from the head side, or just stand up there to maybe get access to something a little better, having that fender is going to keep you guys, or give you guys a lot more options as to what you can do around your horses. If you need to check your roof, you can jump up on the fender and check the roof. Again, if you want to throw a hay rack on here, we can put a ladder on here for you guys as well. Down there, that is the matching wheels and tires to that spare I showed you guys in the front. The thing I want to point out is your green cap right there on all these tires. These are nitrogen filled tires. For this being a used trailer, I think it's super cool if they actually kept the nitrogen in. You get a lot of people that don't like dealing with it. They'll just put, you know, their normal air in there. But by keeping them nitrogen filled, they're taking super good care of these tires, and that just kind of helps you guys know that you are buying a used trailer that has been taken care of. What that nitrogen does in these tires, we talk about it a lot on our newer trailers. Same concept on these used trailers. That nitrogen is going to keep that entire PSI from fluctuating. And if you get a really cold morning, really warm afternoon, you're not dropping or spiking your PSI in these tires. It's going to keep these tires in a lot better shape for a long time for you guys. Here on your load side of the trailer, it is a 60/40 no post setup. We talk a lot about no post sometimes, but I never really talk about what that means. A lot of times these later 90s or early 2000 trailers, they'll have a setup like this where it's 60/40, which gives you a little more loading space for horses, but then we'll have a post right here. The reason they put that post there is because that's normally where your latches would go. By doing this 60/40 no post setup that Cimarron does, it just keeps it wide open. That way if you are loading ATVs or UTVs, you're not having to deal with that post in the middle and having to take it out and put it in every time you want to go somewhere, open and close your doors, which I think is super awesome. Up top, we do have a 6-inch awning load light. Again, that's going to put some light out for you guys right here. If you are loading horses in early mornings or late nights, it's going to give you plenty of light for you and your horse to be able to see what they're doing while you're loading. That way it's just keeping you and your horse safe. Again, we got kind of this wider back door, so we're not going to run a full butt bar in here, especially not with fold and tack. We will go with the butt strap. The reason we go with this butt strap is because if you have a horse tied right there, you open these back doors and they go to come out, a lot of times they're coming pretty hot. They want to get off this trailer just as quick as they can. If you have a big butt bar that tries to swing out of the way, a lot of times it's not going to clear this door and they're going to hang a leg behind it or something. It just gives them more of the opportunity to get hurt. So by doing this and just being able to unlatch it, drop it out of the way, your horses can back out and not get you or them hurt. It's just a lot better concept that we do on these trailers than doing a 6-foot butt bar across the back of these trailers. Again, This being a used trailer, it is Cimarron's, you know, it's the strongest floor you can get on the market, and you can see just how well it's held up for being a used trailer. Again, this floor is going to be on 4-inch centers, just like every other Cimarron that we do, which means no matter where your horse is standing on this floor, they are standing directly over support. So there's no weakness in this floor. This is the strongest floor you can buy in the horse trailer market today. Jumping up in the trailer, we do just have your Cimarron dividers, non-padded. This is kind of the standard stuff you're going to get with Cimarron if you just say, hey, send me a standard 3-horse bumper pull. We can always add pads to these dividers if that's something you guys wanted to do. You'll also notice there are 3 tie rings in each one of these stalls I'll show you guys. Those are for these feed bags. We don't have the feed bags for these trailers, but we have them in stock. We can order you different ones if there's something different you guys want, but they easily clip right in here. They're big, deep bags. I think they're really, really cool bags for feeders. They work a lot better than the ones you hang from your D-rings, just because those tend to hang pretty low, and you can have a horse hang a foot in there, or your horse can't get to them because they're hanging so low and your horses are tied while you're traveling. Your first stall is going to be a stud stall with an escape door, which I think is super cool. A lot of times on bumper pull trailers, you don't see an escape door. So with that, a lot of times they don't put a stud stall in there, but I think it's super handy to have a stud stall while you're traveling, just because it gives you that option for storage right here. It gives you the option to store hay, grain, totes, whatever you need to store. Maybe you don't want stuff floating around in your tack room, you're only hauling 2 horses. You can always fill this with stuff. Generator, if you need to put a generator in here, and it just keeps it out of the way, because this stud stall is going to keep it from getting out and underneath your horses. Another thing I want to point out is you'll notice there is about a 6-inch gap underneath this stud stall. The reason we do that is in case you do want to run shavings in your horse trailer while you're traveling. That gives you the ability to put shavings down on your floor, but also lets you keep using this stud stall without dragging shavings everywhere and piling shavings up, which can be pretty frustrating. In this first stall, again, it is an escape door trailer. That way, if you are hauling stuff, you need to pull over and get something out of this first stall, you can always pull over without unloading your horses, open this escape door, have access to all your feed, grain, generator, coolers filled with water while you're traveling. We do that a lot while we travel. It just makes it really easy to have that extra access into this trailer. And also, if you do have an emergency where you do need to get a horse out and you don't have access to your back doors, that's what that kind of, the purpose of that serves, but I think it serves a lot bigger purpose if you think about all the versatility you can use in this first stall. Coming down the hip wall of this trailer, you will notice there are LED lights running the whole length of this trailer. Again, giving you plenty of light that if you want to stop and check on your horses without unloading them, you can easily jump up on those fenders like I talked about, look through the windows and make sure your horses are okay to travel. Just make sure everything's fine while you're traveling. Before I jump out, things I always love to talk about, which may seem little, but I think it's a really, really big deal to think about in these trailers because you're investing in these for a long, long time. The latches on these trailers, they are a plastic latch on a metal clasp. The reason I like them so much is because metal on metal tends to wear pretty good. I mean, if you go on a long haul with a metal on metal latch, you can pretty much look down and see some shavings to where it wore while you're traveling. So just over time, that latch is going to break down on a typical trailer, and this isn't going to latch as clean and as tight as it once did, and it may even pop open while it travels. But by Cimarron doing this plastic latch, I mean, it keeps it super quiet for your horses. I can jerk on this and not make noise, and it's also going to wear a lot better. This plastic is going to take forever to wear out. So for you guys looking to buy a trailer that you're, going to own for the next 5, 10, 15 years, is why Cimarron built these, is these trailers are made to last a long, long time for you guys. So I think it's super awesome they put these in here. That way you're not having to worry about these wearing down over the years while you own this trailer. And then the cool thing about this being a used trailer is after the people bought it, they went ahead and they put a camera system in here. This trailer does come with a camera system, so we talk a little bit about how you can pull over, jump up on the rails, check on horses if you need to. The cool thing is you can run the trailer with these lights on while you're traveling and just have a monitor in your pickup and be able to check how your horses are doing while you're traveling down the road, which I think is super, super awesome. So this trailer does come with that camera system. Another thing I want to mention this trailer comes with that you don't see a lot of used trailers coming with is we made a deal with Cimarron that because this is a 2021 model, even though it is used, Cimarrons typically don't have transferable warranties, but we brought it in, we run it through our shop, we do our inspection on it, and because how rigorous our inspections are, Cimarron is going to honor the original warranty of this trailer from the original purchase date, so which it gives you guys about another 2 years bumper to bumper and about another 7 structural, which is super awesome for a used trailer. So if you're interested in this trailer, I mean, you're getting a super clean used trailer, but you're also getting that peace of mind knowing if anything goes wrong over the next few years, you're gonna be able to get it fixed at no cost to you. Coming around the head side of this trailer, we do have your big Cimarron drops, which I love. I mean, a trailer this small, I like videoing because I can pretty much pick this window up and I can move this whole trailer with just this window, which I think is super awesome. It shows you how strong these windows are on these trailers, which again, Cimarron is building the trailer for the long run for you guys. This thing is not gonna fall apart in a couple of years. It's gonna last you, and maybe you can pass it along to your kids or something like that. These trailers are built for the long haul, which I think is awesome. They're super big, super heavy. You can operate them one-handed and they latch super clean, which I love. You're not having to worry about them fall over and knock you on the head, which I've had happen a couple times. With these, you're not gonna have that problem. But you're also gonna have the option to, again, regulate that airflow for your horses. You can run them how I have right now. You can get that max airflow going over your horses, keeping them nice and cool. Or if you wanna tone down the air a little bit, they do have a sliding type window in them as well. You can open that window, get it closed, and that way you're not getting all that air blowing in your horse's face. The reason I also like that is I talk about that air not blowing through your horse's face, because if you do get those feed bags and you are feeding them while you're traveling, with those windows all the way dropped down, it has a tendency to let that air really whip through there, and it gets that hay blowing around, which can get your horse's sinuses pretty messed up, and you get to where you're going and they're coughing sometimes. So by them giving you that option to still let air flow through there, but not let so much coming through there that it's stirring up dust and stuff in there for your horses, that's a great option to have. And also, if you do have feed bags, Cimarron makes it really easy to drop your jail bars. And again, with this being 6'10", you can jump up on here, feed your horses, check on your horses, make sure they're tied and not tangled, which I think is super awesome. That's another reason why I love having a little bit of fender, especially if you're not doing a living quarters trailer. Here is that escape door from the outside. Again, it's super easy that if you do have a cooler or something right here, you get where you're going. You don't have to unload horses, you stop at the gas station, you can just swing this door open, grab a couple waters, check your hay, grain, make sure your horse is all right. You can even jump up in there and check on your horses from inside, which I think is super awesome. But again, having this escape door, I think it's just a super, super awesome feature that I think almost every horse trailer should come with. Cool thing I like about Cimarron's escape doors is that they go ahead and they give you that option for that big drop here as well. So you do have your sliding type, like you would normal in your other ones. It's a little bit smaller drop just because it's a smaller frame. They can't fit these big windows on that smaller door. But by giving you guys this drop window on this escape door, you don't see that a lot on trailers. And again, it's giving that front horse just more air is better. So by giving you that option to at least have a drop for your horses, they're gonna travel a lot more comfortable than they would if that was just a sliding type bus window. Or I've even seen some trailers with no window at all if you don't have an escape door right there. So, I mean, Cimarron is super versatile with how they build these trailers. They build them for the long run for you guys. And I mean, every feature on this trailer, something as little as, if you'll take a look right here, every single hinge on this trailer has grease zerks on them. I don't think offhand I can think of one more trailer right now or a trailer manufacturing company that goes ahead and does that for you guys. It may seem like something simple right now, but you go 5 years down the road and one of these doors starts squeaking or sticking, normal trailer, that hinge is gonna break and you're gonna have to pay to replace that or something like that. Cimarron makes it super easy for you guys to grab a grease gun, grease up all your doors and keep them operating nice and smooth for you guys. That way you're not having to worry about doors sticking, squeaking, or anything like that. So again, Cimarron really focuses on the finer details, which if you walk around this trailer, all the little things you may not think are a big deal are a huge deal that Cimarron really, really cares about. So again, this is a used bumper pull. It's gonna get honored. The warranty is gonna get honored from its original purchase date, and it's a really, really clean, used 21 model. We don't hardly have any bumper pulls available, let alone any used ones, so this is a great, great option for you guys. If you wanna reference this trailer, if you call in, the stock number is 5U211294. Again, it is a 21 Cimarron Norstar. It's a 3-horse bumper pull. It is used. Again, if you're interested in this trailer, maybe some features I talked about, or want to talk about any trailers we have coming in, go ahead and give me a call. Again, my name's Tanner. Phone number is 303-684-3409. Thanks for tuning in.